Now, earlier this month, Doug Scaff, a candidate for West Virginia's Secretary of State, was hospitalized after being bit by a copperhead snake while removing election campaign signs. Well, we spoke with a local emergency physician who tells us that snake bites like this one are not uncommon this time of year in West Virginia, but there are ways that you can keep yourself safe. Our Clayton McChesney has a closer look.
With more than 30 years in the medical field, Dr. Edwin Leap has seen his share of snake bites. He says with snakes being cold-blooded, the warmer months always see an increase in snake bite emergency room visits.
This time of year is the time we'll see more because, of course, snakes tend to hibernate in colder weather. So right now they're out hunting warm temperatures. They want to be out and getting warm, and they'll be on sometimes on flat surfaces, on roads, on rocks, on logs, trying to warm up and just be normal snakes as they hunt.
He says the best method for preventing snake bites is by avoiding the snakes entirely, by avoiding the places where they catch their prey, such as piles of leaves or garbage. Snakes play a beneficial role in the environment, keeping the rodent population down. In his experience, most snake bites are caused by people needlessly interacting with them to either catch or kill them. So it's better to just leave them alone.
People forget that snakes generally don't want to bite people. A snake makes venom to kill its prey, and so that venom is very costly to the snake metabolically. It has to make it. So a snake doesn't want to use that except in hunting. So when it's frightened and we threaten it, it will bite. For the most part, snakes are kind of reclusive and want to be away from human beings. In particular, rattlesnakes are very reclusive, and they'll rattle, obviously, before you get near them because they don't want to be interacting with you any more than you want to interact with them.
Luckily, Dr. Leap says West Virginians only have to deal with two kinds of venomous snakes: timber rattlesnakes and eastern copperheads, the one Doug Scaff says he was bitten by. However, whether the snake was venomous or not, Dr. Leap says Scaff did the right thing, going to the hospital instead of trying to heal the bite himself.
There is no reason to do things like incising the wound with a scalpel, trying to suck the poison out. None of those things matter. The thing to do is come to the hospital. There's no reason to pour alcohol on it. All that stuff is not going to gain anything. What you should do is come to the hospital. You have time. There's no immediate emergency. These are not snake venoms that paralyze, like, for instance, snakes in Africa and India do. So you have time to get here.
If you are bitten and trapped somewhere in the wilderness, Dr. Leap says the only thing you can do is elevate the bite and get help as soon as possible. Here for you in Bluefield, West Virginia, I'm Clayton McChesney, W.Va News.